The topic that I decided to do mine on is stress. So some observations are that I have made about stress are throughout my time in high school I have observed many different things that are linked to stress. I will start with sports. Sports have had a high stress level. Not only do you have to keep up on a sport, but also with the schoolwork, which can cause stress for many kids. I have seen this in my school. For instance, I'll take the sport basketball. During basketball season, the kids are up late playing basketball games or at practice. Then they have to go home and do any homework or schoolwork that they may have. This causes them to be tired or even more stressed. An instance with me when I encountered stress was before and during all-state band auditions. I was practicing and practicing and practicing, but I felt I hadn't done enough. This caused me to have lots of stress, and I had to figure out how to manage my time between schoolwork and practicing my instrument. The concept is that I am looking into psychological stress. This basically focuses on all the effects stress can have on a person, including sleep, nerves, attitude changes, and behavior. So my hypothesis is that if students experience higher/more extreme levels of stress, their sleep will decrease, their mood and behavior will worsen, and they will perform worse in school. So methods, the definition of psychological stress is a normal human reaction to everyday pressures. So the experiment would be, I think it would be best to use an experiment in this case because not all the individuals might be honest on a survey because they might be embarrassed of what they put or they just don't take it seriously. The type of sample that I would collect is high school students, both boys and girls. I would take 30 kids because that should be enough to get a good sample. And I would make sure they are either all in sports or they are all not in sports so that the roles playing a factor are the same. And I would make sure that they have about the same amount of workload per day. And then after a month, I would discuss with them and then collect my data. My prediction is that I predict that students with more work will have more stress and won't get as much sleep at night, which will then lead to a decrease in good moods and will also start affecting them mentally. So the actual research that I did I found one that was done by Cohen, Kamarak, and Mermelstein in 1983. This research was done using the PPS scale, which is a perceived stress scale, which is a list of questions that ask you how often you experience the symptoms, and then you answer never, almost never, sometimes, fairly often, or often. These people are the main ones that found and came up with the PPS and found that it was extremely reliable because people weren't afraid to put how they felt on it because it was kept anonymous and stuff. With this, they were able to find out that when people experience stress, they got bad health, anxiety, and even can turn to smoking. The next thing that I found was a website that explained how stress can affect different types of the body systems. With the musculoskeletal system, the muscles can tense up when extremely stressed and can cause headaches, reactions, or even stress-related disorders. For the respiratory system, stress can cause a shortness of breath, rapid breathing, and even a rapid heart rate. This typically does not cause a problem, and you just have to learn how to cope with the breathing, unless you have a underlying health condition such as COPD, which is a bad breathing condition to begin with. The gastrointestinal system can also be heavily impacted by stress. If someone is very stressed before a speech, you might hear them say that they have butterflies in their stomach. This can make people not hungry, bloated, or even cause people to stress eat, which can lead to even more problems down the road.